Good morning, it's 5:15. We are ready to leave. There are two different routes suggested by the app. The one has 23 kilometers, the other has 24 kilometers, but I choose the third one, which has 28 kilometers, because the other two is following roads with heavy traffic, and these are the main roads in and out of Perugia, and that's just bad. And I don't have to hike the very first 6, probably 7 kilometers just up the mountain. So I hope this one will be a bit better. 9:30, and we had a 30-minute break, and we already have got exact a half of the distance. So now we will do the other 15 kilometers. The 22-kilometer break. Even from distance you can see that Assisi is something very special. Well, Saturday morning, 11:30, 28.5 kilometers hiked. And you? Nails polished? Made the garden? Went shopping? Perugia is the city of chocolate. And all over you will find chocolate stores, and they sell really good products. And I bought a bar of chocolate with was pink colored chocolate with some fruits. It was really very delicious. And I bought this here, pasta with 3% of cacao powder in. So no idea how it will taste, but the lady who sold it to me, of course, she said it's amazing, and she said you can eat it with pasta or gorgonzola sauce or something. Gorgonzola sauce is really difficult to make here on the camping site. So I thought I will buy a pistachio pesto. In my head, it tastes really good. I don't know if it will be in reality like this, but my Italian friends, they were suspicious about it. Let's see. One thing I already can tell, cacao seems not to be good in pasta because they break. Look at this, all of them. That's really not good. This looks really not that good. I will better try it with a small portion. Let's see how the pesto will taste. That's really good. So I put everything together. And to be honest, you cannot taste the cacao, not at all. The pesto is really good, but to be honest, I really have got difficulties to eat this broken pasta. This is so terrible as people who are cutting their pasta, their spaghetti and tagliatelle with knives, like Americans do very often. Or people like my mother who bought 1 meter long spaghetti, which is great, and at home she broke it in 3 pieces because she thought they are not fitting into the pot. That's a crime. And this is also a crime. And it's really terrible. So, I have eaten everything. There, look, it's empty. Because, first of all, I really think it's incredible, terrible to waste food and to just throw it away. This is a result of my stay in Africa, where I saw people starving to death, and one person was dying really on the street for not having food. So this is really terrible. And there are, if if I would throw away the pasta, I have to cook another portion of pasta, because I have to eat the pesto today without the fridge. Open glass with these temperatures is really not good, and so and if I cook another pasta, then I use more gas. So everything is linked to each other only because I don't like the texture of the pasta. That's not worth. And as you will hear in some minutes, we are taught not to be attached to something, especially not to food. And our Gnani, he always tells us, just eat, it's just food. Don't care about the taste and anything else, and it's just food. And I really have got my problems with this, and I confess, I'm very attached to ice cream. And I already can't remember how the ice cream tasted today in the morning. So long time ago. But here they don't have got ice cream. And and as an author of cooking books, I love cooking, of course. And I'm a good cook. So this was a disaster. What does it mean to live a life of abundance? Living an abundant life is a profound concept that goes beyond material wealth or external success. It speaks of a rich, fulfilled existence characterized by depth in personal relationships, meaning in daily actions, and an inner satisfaction that exists regardless of external circumstances. Living such a life means identifying one's true passions and values and being aware of the true character of one's soul or self. It means living with the constant intention of being honest with oneself and others and cultivating a connection to something larger than oneself, whether through spirituality, community work, or creative expression. At its core, it is about living to one's full potential while maintaining a sense of gratitude and wonder for life itself. What part of being fulfilled have you already achieved? What are you missing to live a fulfilled life? What steps do you still need to achieve? What do you need to completely change to have a fulfilled life? You don't know? Imagine if everything you own was taken away from you and you lost your job at the same time. What would be left to prove that I am still living a life of abundance? Some of you know that spiritually I am a Mahatma of Akram Vignan, whose basic principles are based on the Indian Jain religion. For us, a life of abundance has a completely different dimension. In the Jain tradition, a life of abundance does not mean material wealth or worldly success, but a deep and comprehensive spiritual well-being. The pursuit of such a life requires the integration of the principles of non-violence, non-attachment, and non-one-sidedness into daily life. The principle of non-violence forms the foundation of chain ethics. It is not only about physical non-violence, but also about avoiding violent thoughts and words. A life of abundance, therefore, means practicing compassion and respect for all living beings at every moment. Through this practice, the heart is purified and the mind reaches a state of inner peace and harmony. The principle of non-attachment calls for detachment from material possessions and worldly desires. It is about freeing oneself from the idea that happiness and fulfillment can be achieved through external goods. Instead, the focus is on developing inner qualities such as wisdom, self-control, and serenity. A life of abundance is therefore a life of simplicity and inner wealth in which one finds contentment regardless of external circumstances. The principle of non-one-sidedness teaches the appreciation of diverse perspectives and truth. It promotes tolerance and understanding of different views and belief systems. A chain life of abundance thus includes the pursuit of intellectual humility and the recognition that truth is complex and multifaceted. This attitude leads to deeper wisdom and an expanded consciousness. In summary, from a chain religion perspective, a life of abundance means the cultivation of a spirit of non-violence, detachment, and openness. It is a life that is in harmony with oneself and the world, characterized by inner contentment and spiritual fulfillment. Such a life not only brings peace and happiness to the individual, but also contributes to the well-being of all creation. This is also what we understand by the instruction to be an instrument for the salvation of the world. But what sounds so big is actually meant to be very small. Be an instrument in your world, in your bubble, and make it a better place by doing what I have just said. All you have to do is live all these values in your family, at work, and among your friends, and you will change the world for future generations. It actually sounds simple, but when you look around and see how people interact with each other on the internet or when they are stressed, you can honestly say many have failed miserably when it comes to non-violent language and thoughts, and are also role models for their children. What will such thoughts develop into? Observe your own thoughts over the course of a day or a week and make a tally for every negative thought. You will be amazed. By the way, positive interactions can be demonstrated very well here in Italy. When Italians speak to me, I immediately tell them that I speak very little and very bad Italian. Honestly, I stammer, I don't know tenses, I cannot conjugate myself. I really can't do anything. They listen to me for 3 sentences and say, "No, you speak Italian well." That is a shameless lie, but for a good cause and a very special attitude.